So we will discuss in this session and the next session. We are starting from this learning values from the epic seed, the 24 gurus, and in this session we'll discuss on this. So some of you have joined now. We'll have the introduction of all of you can introduce yourself, and we'll see what are the different ways of gaining knowledge, and also what is the purpose of this human form of life. And then going to the next session, in the next session, we'll see whether are the Vedas relevant for today in this modern age, whereas the Vedas were written long back and ancient. And also we'll try to discuss whether are the scriptures or the Vedas, are they real or are they mythology? That means is it just a fiction? And thirdly, we'll discuss on how does scriptures help us in our life. This will be discussing. Okay. So I request all of you, because some of you might be attending, but the others may not know you. So I request all of you to tell your name, which standard you're studying, and which school and from which.
Prabhuji, your voice is breaking.
Okay, is it same for others also?
No, Prabhuji. No, Prabhuji.
So I request.
Prabhuji, no.
Okay, so I request all of you to kindly tell your name, which standard you're studying, which school, as well as from which place you are from. So I request Nitai to start. Nitai.
Prabhuji, my name is Nitai. I am studying 3rd standard and I am in Sudarshan Vidya Mandir school. I am from Bangalore.
Okay, so that's okay. Thank you, Nitai. Anshuman.
Krishna, I'm Anshuman Samal. I'm in class 7. I study in 85 school, and I'm in Bangalore. I'm from Odisha.
Okay, thank you. Gauranga.
Hare Krishna, my name is Gauranga. I study in 8th standard and I study in Inside Academy. I'm from Bangalore.
Okay, Rishikesh.
Yes, I'm Rishikesh. I study in 7th standard from Chennai.
Okay, Chennai. Okay, thank you. Medini. I think Mahati, are you there? I think she's not there. Okay, Nagashri.
Hare Krishna, my name is Nagashri. I study at class 8 in Armis International School and I'm from Bangalore.
Okay, thank you. Ojal.
Hare Krishna, my name is Ojal. I am studying in 6th standard. I am from Sri Chaitanya Techno School from Bangalore.
Thank you. Satvika.
Hare Krishna, I am Satvika. I study in 9th standard from RMS International School. I live in Bangalore. I am from Chennai.
Okay, thank you. Surabhi.
My name is Sarvi Ravishankar. I am studying in 4th grade in Shri Kumaran Second Education Council.
Okay, thank you. Vibhavi and Tanav.
Vibhavi. I am from Bangalore. I study in class 3rd and I study in Sri Chaitanya Techno School. Hare Krishna, my name is Tanav. I study in Sri Chaitanya Techno School. I'm class 6th and I'm from Bangalore, JP Nagar.
Okay. So thank you very much for introducing yourselves. So we'll have this session every Tuesday and Friday from 6:15 to 7 p.m. We'll have this for 45 minutes. And Today we will discuss on what are the 3 ways of gaining the knowledge, because we get the knowledge in different ways, and what is the best way or the where we can get the right way of knowledge, that we'll discuss today. Some of you might have heard this session. It will be just a recap for all of you, those who have already heard, for whom I have taken already this. See, we can get the knowledge, and these are the 3 prominent ways which we can get the knowledge. The first one is the Pratyaksha Praman, second one is Anuman Praman, and third one is Shabda Praman. Also, while we are learning these different subject matter as well as some lessons and values for our life, I request, if you wish, you can note down some points which you feel relevant for you, so that later you can revise, recollect, so that you will not forget it. Second thing also, that in between we'll have some quizzes, and till now sometimes I would give objective wherein we can try to recollect and guess, but now on I'll try to make it as a subjective. That means I'll just give what are the 3 ways of gaining knowledge and dash, and you'll have to write it. That way it will make you to remember. Otherwise, just sometimes I don't remember, but not this elimination method. We may get the answer, but we may not remember what exactly it is. So I repeat, if you wish, you can note down few important points.
Prabhuji, can I record?
Prabhuji,
Can I record?
I'll get
Okay. Yeah. So these are the 3 basic ways by which we can gain knowledge. There's the Pratyaksha Praman, the second one is Anuman Praman, and the Shabda Praman. We'll see in detail what are these 3. The first one, being the Pratyaksha Praman, it means the direct perception. We have 5 knowledge gathering senses: the eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and the skin or the touch. So these are the 5 senses through which we perceive things. And whatever the knowledge we get through this is called as the Pratyaksha Praman. That's why you are able to see the emoji also, like now seeing through the lens, that's seeing through the eyes. If you see in this railway track, which is appearing to be, which obviously is 2 different rails which are running parallel to each other. But if you see at a long distance, it appears to be as if it is meeting. But is it actually meeting?
No, Prabhu.
It appears to our eyes like that. The same way, if you see in this glass, the pencil or the stick which is kept appears to be broken. How nice it is to see that broken piece of glass standing on the top of the water, right? But in science, we study that it is not broken. It is because of the refraction, it appears to be like broken, but it is not broken. Or in the summer days, many of you might have observed the mirage. It appears as if there is water in the surface of the road or the land. Sorry?
Getting stuck. Your video is getting stuck.
Is it same for others?
No, Prabhuji.
No, Prabhuji.
No, Prabhuji. No, Prabhuji.
no, Prabhuji.
So that means the mirage, there is no real water, but it appears to our eyes that there is water. But it is because of the summer heat, the heat waves appears to be like the water. So from these basic few examples, we can see that the knowledge which is perceived through our these senses have some limitations. See, just like again one more, the distorted reflections. When you go to the zoo or some
Museums.
museums, you will see different kinds of glasses. In one, if you see, you may be just 4 feet height, but it appears to be like you are 6 feet tall. And in some, you may be 6 feet tall, but it appears to be only 3 feet tall. And in some, it appears to be you are very like an elephant. And in some, it appears to be like you are like a thin stick, broomstick. So,
And some you appear like you're very small, and some you appear like you're very big.
yes. So that means it is not showing, we are not able to perceive the thing as it is, as I am. So from this we can conclude that whatever we perceive through the senses cannot give us the complete exact what the reality is. So we cannot acquire complete knowledge using our material senses like the 5 senses. So that is because of the 4 defects. Any human has these 4 defects. So because of which even many times the scientists, they also being the humans, there are some defects even in the scientific theories. What are these? Because of which we see that initially they told that Dalton's atomic theory, this all of you might have studied, that the atom is the smallest, and then they claim that like the Rutherford told that no, it is there is neutron and proton, and then the electron, and it's not indivisible, all those things. And even in the science, there were some who proposed some theories and they got the Nobel Prize. And after a few years, some other scientists came. They disproved the previous theories and they got the Nobel Prize. So now the question is, who was right or on what basis they gave the Nobel Prize? The first one also got the Nobel Prize, and now he may be alive, he may not be alive. And now for disproving the previous theory, he is getting the Nobel Prize. So what are the 4 defects? The first one is being the imperfect senses. And because our senses are imperfect, we tend to get illusioned. And when we are illusioned, we tend to commit mistakes. And when we commit mistakes, there is a propensity to cheat. So these are the 4 defects every human has: imperfect senses, to be illusioned, tendency to commit mistakes, and cheating propensity.
I was gonna wait for 2 seconds. We'll just write that.
It will come, the same thing will come now. See, these are the 4 defects. Our senses are limited or imperfect. That means it cannot get the complete, it doesn't have the capacity to get all the knowledge possible which is available outside, or it cannot perceive everything as they are. For example, our eyes has a limitation to see the light from 400 to 700 millimicron. That's why it is called as the visibility range, which is VIBGYOR. This spectrum you might have studied, some of you. And, yeah.
Spectrum, no?
Correct. The light which is the violet light, ultraviolet ray, UV rays, which are lesser than the 400 nanometers that we cannot see, nor the infrared rays which are there in the
Class
sorry.
Tabuji's mic is unmuted.
Okay. So in the remote and all the infrared rays, that also we cannot see, but they do exist. And also here you can see that so many other waves are there whose wavelengths are different, which are not in the range of 400 to 700, which we cannot see. Gamma rays, X-rays, cosmic rays, short wavelength, or the microwaves, or radar, radio, or the broadcast band, all these things we cannot see. That means the eyes has the limitation to see from particular set of items only. Similarly, our ears. There's something called dog whistle, which only the dogs are able to hear. If you blow a dog whistle affected at all, or he will not get disturbed. Whereas the moment you like blow a dog whistle, the dogs will feel so much of uneasiness, they just want to run away from the place. And our ears, human ears, have the ability to hear in the range of 20 to 20,000 hertz. Lesser than that or higher than that, it cannot hear. Again, see here it shows that what is the audibility range of different species. So the same way, like no, I just told that how the scientists also they use the same senses to either see or perceive or do the tests, because of which there are chances that there can be the mistakes or the knowledge what they're presenting maybe may not be complete. So because our senses are limited, what happens is we tend to get illusioned. What it is, that means we perceive things in a different way, which may not be the reality. For example, if the tongue, first if you eat gulab jamun, then sometimes on a festival day, if mother has made very nice, tasty gulab jamun, which is golden in color, and just after eating that gulab jamun, you take an orange, very sweet orange, and eat it. You will feel the taste as sour, or sometimes you will not feel any sweetness at all. You will feel as if there is no taste at all in the orange. Or sometimes if you take two sweets, the first sweet when you eat, the second sweet it may not appear to be sweetish. Or the same way you reverse it. First, instead of eating the gulab jamun, you put few drops of lemon on your tongue, and then eat an orange. When you eat an orange, the taste will be very sweet because of the salt taste of the lemon. The same way for the hand. If you put your hand first in the cold water and then put in the lukewarm water, it appears to be very warm. And if you put hot water, hand in the water which is very hot, and put hands in the lukewarm water, it appears to be very cold, even though it is quite warm. That means because of our senses, which cannot completely perceive the knowledge, we tend to get illusion. We cannot get the complete knowledge because of this. So the same way, like there are few objects. In this, some of you might have already seen that how there is an old lady as well as a young girl. This is the nose of an old lady, this is the mouth, eyes of an old lady with her sari covering her hairs. Or there is a young girl of this is the nose, this is the eyes, this is the ears, and this is the necklace. But it is both, it's not just one. How many of you are able to see the triangle?
Prabhuji, I can see.
Prabhuji, I can see.
Okay.
I can see.
Okay, many of you are able to see the triangle. But in
Prabhuji, no, I cannot see the triangle.
But in reality, is there any triangle?
No, Prabhuji.
No, Prabhuji.
No. It is just the arrangement of the circles with cut sectors. It is arranged in such a way that it appears to be like a white triangle which is kept on the top, but it is not so. So again, here there are two young people who are singing, or it is a two old people who are facing each other. Correct?
Prabhuji, two old people who are facing each other.
Yeah, and two artists also. Did you see singers?
Yes, Prabhuji.
See, this is a person who is having a violin. And this is the mustache. This is the hat.
Yes, Prabhuji, I realized after little
Uh,
time.
Prabhuji,
Yes,
even there are the old people and even there are the young people.
Correct. So here it is. What it is?
Prabhuji, it is a ship.
Prabhuji, it looks like a bridge, but it's arrangement of ships.
Yeah, it is arrangement of ships, but it appears to be like a
Bridge.
bridge.
Prabhuji, am I audible?
Yes. So if you see this, if you move your eyes from the left to right, right to left, it appears to be like it is rotating.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Prabhuji, but in actually it's just a picture, illusion.
Prabhuji, if you concentrate on just one of the things, it appears to be like not moving.
Yeah, but it is not moving. But then again, like on the sides, which are hazy, which tend to appear to be like it is like slightly moving. The moment you move little bit here and there, the eyes, till the time
If
I
you look to the right, the left moves, and then if you look to the left, the right moves.
correct. If you don't move your eyes at all, then it may appear to be standstill. But the moment little here and
You
there,
have to see, Prabhuji means you have to see in the, what is that? You have to see in the edge, no, Prabhuji?
yeah, anywhere you see, it appears to be like no rotating kind of. This again.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Prabhuji, it appears.
Prabhuji, it's like rounding.
Correct, it is rotating.
Prabhuji, it looks like it's rotating, but it's a normal picture.
Correct. Who is the tallest soldier in this among these three?
Prabhuji,
Prabhuji,
all are
Prabhuji,
same
all are
height.
All are
Prabhuji,
same.
all
But
are of the
when
same
you
height.
on the right,
Prabhuji, everybody are same.
Everybody
but
is
They are standing in a raised position, that's all.
Prabhuji, they're same, but while seeing, we can see like that.
Correct. So now you concentrate on the central dot and take your head closer to it and go away from it. What's happening when you come closer and go back?
The outer ring moves.
Only
Yes,
outer-
Prabhuji,
Prabhuji.
closer inner ring.
Prabhuji, both the rings moves.
backward.
Prabhuji, both the rings move.
Prabhuji, for me, only one ring.
both are moving, but in reality it is not. This is called as getting illusion. That which is illusion in simple terms is that which is not. It is moving which is actually which is not moving. This is in some simple terms called illusion. So the first defect is that our senses are limited. Because of our senses are limited, we tend to get illusioned. So again, this one, it's a ditch, right?
Prabhuji, it's like real, but they have painted and made the floor like that.
Correct. But it appears to be as if these three people are there just walking close to this side. I don't know whether to call it as not a ridge or something, or wherein if they just come 1 feet, they may fall off inside this.
Prabhuji, it's street art.
Correct.
Prabhuji, but paint.
Yeah, it is paint, but it appears to be real.
Yes,
same-
Prabhuji.
The same way, just like in the beginning, you saw there was a bottle, kept big bottle behind the truck, but actually it's a painting. So, So when one get illusioned, what one tries to do is to cover up. He tend to commit mistakes because he's not saying what exactly it is. There are many examples in the history also wherein the scientists also made some mistakes in their perceiving the things of the human organs or anything what they saw in the universe. Initially, they thought that the brain was the work of the brain is to cool the blood. It is like in the vehicle, the carburetor is there, and the carburetor cools the engine. They thought that that is a job of the brain. But later they found out that is not the real thing. And also they thought that the pituitary or master glands were considered wastage or useless. But they're very important for the functioning of the body. Also,
Prabhuji, what is the meaning of pituitaria?
Pituitary gland. Pituitary, these are some of the glands which secrete some chemicals which are helpful for the functioning of the body.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Yeah, you may study these things in the biology in the further in your school only. And also in the astronomy, there is something called as a Hubble's constant. To measure or to calculate the distance of the astronomical, what you can say, the items, or in terms of the stars or the planets or the galaxies and all. So initially they called it as a Hubble constant, but later the value of it got changed, and hence they made it as, instead of calling it as a Hubble's constant, they made it as a Hubble's variable, because it's changed. That means they had what calculations were made prior to this. There are some mistakes in that. So also while driving, if a flight starts from Bangalore and it is supposed to go 10 degree north to reach to the Hyderabad, but if it goes 11 degree, just 1 degree variation. But when it goes, instead of it landing at Hyderabad, it may go to Odisha, Bhubaneswar. But it is just 1 degree. The same way, small mistakes can lead to large disasters on a long run. So when they commit mistakes, there is a tendency to cheat because they don't want to show that we have done some mistakes. These are some of the examples of the fossils. I'll not go into details, but in short, okay, now let me just close. Let me ask all of you. So what are the 3 ways of gaining knowledge?
Prabhuji, Pratyaksha Praman, Anuman Praman, and Shabda Praman.
Okay, fine. And the first one what we discussed is the Anuman Shabda
Pratyaksha Praman.
Okay, why the Pratyaksha Praman cannot give us a complete knowledge?
Because we have 4 defects.
Not perfect.
The defects in order are imperfect senses, to be illusion, commit mistakes, and then after we commit mistakes, to wind up that mistakes, we cheat people.
We tend to cheat people. So these are the 4 defects which we have, because of which we don't get the complete knowledge through the senses. Okay, so going further, the second one is the Anuman
Hanuman Praman.
Yeah. Just like in Kannada or Hindi also, there is this word Anuman lagana, or just guess.
Guessing.
Yes, Prabhuji.
It may be like this or it may be like that, or शायद ऐसा था, शायद ऐसे हो सकता है, होगा. These are based on one's own guess.
ಹಂಗಿರ್ಬಹುದು.
ಹಂಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಹೀಗಿರ್ಬೋದು. So that's what the Charles Darwin, who wrote the book The Origin of Species, he also did that. In his own words, let us see what he wrote.
Prabhuji, you have not yet shared your screen.
Oh, thank you for saying that. Okay. Is it visible now?
Yes, Prabhuji.
The origin of the species.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, the Charles Darwin, he says, in one of the letter he wrote, I'm a firm believer that without speculation, there is no good and original observation. After 5 years' work, I allowed myself to speculate on the subject and drew up some short notes. These I enlarged in 1844 into a sketch of the conclusions, which seemed to me probable. I don't know, in case in mathematics, any of you have studied the probability? Any of
Yes,
you have
Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
So what is exactly the probability tells?
Prabhuji tells that the number of, say there are five white balls and there are 9 red balls. So if what is the probability of getting one white ball? So we have to add them up and then divide them, like say 1 on 14 or something like that.
Okay, basically it tells what is the chance in which it can occur. Correct?
And how many chance, Prabhuji?
Yes, that means it may not happen every time. It may happen sometimes, or how frequently it can happen. So, and he writes that this is called one of the example of Hanuman Praman. He says how the bear evolved into a monstrous whale. In North America, the black bear was seen swimming for hours with a wide open mouth, thus catching like a whale. What it was catching, it was trying to catch the insects in the water. Even so extreme a case as this, if the supply of insects were constant and if better adapted competitors did not already exist in the country, I can see no difficulty in a race of bears by natural selection more and more aquatic in their structure and habits, with larger and larger mouths, till a creature was produced as a monster, as monstrous as a whale. So it means it is telling that the bear, when it went into the water because of not getting any food in the ground, to catch the insects in the water, and it went on and on and on, and it became whale. Even any little bit of a person, if he thinks with little logic, then how long the bear might have lived to become from bear to the whale? Correct? Or if it has, if somebody says that it has happened over the generations or over the many lives of the bear, that means where is the in-between species right now? There should be something which is neither fully bear nor the completely whale, which is in between, which should be visible today also, but we don't see that.
Yes, Prabhuji.
The same example he gives for the zebra turning into a giraffe. So we see zebra, we see giraffe, but we don't see any species which is in between. So this is based on his assumptions or his what you can say, anuman, that it may be like this, it may be like that, but in reality it need not be. So these are some examples of
Man came from monkey.
yeah, anuman praman.
Prabhuji, there was this one, Prabhuji. What is that?
Debate.
Debate was there, no, Prabhuji. It
Yes,
was a
Prabhuji.
creation or
Evolution and creation.
Correct. That gave you a much more clear idea about this. So the four defects which keeps us in illusion is we have imperfect senses that leads us to get illusion, because of which we commit mistakes, and to hide the mistakes we tend to cheat others. So just see, my dear friend, how four defects keep us blind to the truth. Is there no other way other than the Pratyaksha Anuman to know the complete truth that is free from all danger? That means, what can we conclude from till now discussion? Can Pratyaksha Praman and Anuman Praman, can they both give us the complete knowledge of anything what we want to perceive?
No, Prabhuji.
No, Prabhuji. We
No,
need all
Prabhuji.
the three.
So it can give us partial
No, Prabhuji.
knowledge. It is not that we don't say that it is completely wrong, but it can give us only a half or the part of the knowledge,
A fraction of the knowledge.
fraction of the knowledge. The third one is called as the Shabda Praman. So Krishna tells in Bhagavad Gita, Evam parampara praptam imam rajarshayo vidu sakalene hamatta yogo nasto parantapa. That this knowledge, evam parampara praptam, it has coming in the parampara or disciplic succession. And Krishna tells this knowledge was given long back to sun god, but eventually it was forgotten or the knowledge was lost. So I am giving the same knowledge to you, Arjuna. So Shabda Praman means that which is heard through ears. The one hears it, remembers it, and then repeats it. And from him, the other hears, then he remembers, he repeats. And that was how the knowledge was transferred from one generation to the other. Just a simple question. How can a child know who his father is? If he has to do a laboratory test to check the DNA, it may take around, if he like either taking DNA or the fingerprint, and if he tries to do the evaluation laboratory test, it may take around 800 years to do the testing of the entire world. By that time, will the child be alive?
No.
No, Prabhuji.
Prabhuji.
So that way, even though it can give the knowledge, but it may not be so helpful. The way of gaining the knowledge by one's own inquiry or going up, trying to find on one's own, this one is called as inductive knowledge, which may give the knowledge or the answers, but it may not be immediate or it may take a long time, which may not be helpful in reality. Whereas the second way is very simple. Just ask the mother who my father is, and the mother can tell immediately that such and such is your father. And this is called as the deductive knowledge, or which is coming from top to down. The first one was going bottom to up or bottom to top. That is called as inductive knowledge. The second one is deductive knowledge. That is getting the knowledge from top to the down. So that's why the Shastras say that the Vedas are the mother and the God is the Supreme Father. And the Vedas can give us the not just GK, but it can give the God knowledge, which otherwise may not be possible to get. So, what is the Vedic process of learning? How in the Vedic times the knowledge was gained? Just like many of you are studying in different schools, and you all know that the school is, you didn't just, like your parents didn't go on the road and just saw a building and took you there. That okay, this is a school, just go. No. They first try to find out whether the school is authorized, whether is it recognized by the government or is it aided. They check that and then only they register or enroll the child to the school. The same way, while getting knowledge from the Vedic sources, one should see whether is it the authorized, the knowledge which is coming is it in the authorized way or in the parampara, the Guru Shishya parampara. And then there is a professor, one who has heard from his teacher the knowledge, and that he is teaching in the school or the college, institute. The same way, the teacher in the the Vedic way of learning is one who has got the knowledge from his guru, he gives to the students who are learning under him. So he himself is a student while he is teacher to some others. Also in any institute there are authorized books. So they are compared to the Vedic text like the Bhagavad Gita or the Srimad Bhagavatam or Vedanta Sutra, all these things. Much more we'll try to discuss in the next session. So it is said in the beginning, the knowledge was given to Brahmaji, who was the first person in this creation, and the knowledge was revealed in his heart. Tene Brahma Hridaya Adi Kavaye. That the knowledge came from Krishna to Brahmaji, and it was revealed through inside the heart. And this is the Vedic wisdom would come from top to down, from one teacher to the other, one to the other, one to the other, and that's how the knowledge was coming. And that's why previously the knowledge would transfer through, the student hears it and then he repeats it. And then the same thing he teaches to his student, he hears it, repeats it and memorizes it, and that's how the whole knowledge was coming. And in the next session we'll see if that is the case, if the knowledge was heard from one person to the other, the guru teaches the student and the student would learn and teach it to his student, then how is that, when was it put into writing, or what was the need and who did it, and what exactly Vedas means, and what are the benefits the scriptures are going to do in our life. So this whole we'll try to discuss in the next session, that is the coming Tuesday. Tuesday is September 1st. Okay, I'll stop here. Any questions till now what we discussed?
No, Prabhuji.
Okay.
I think we can have a quiz.
I have not made any quiz, but I'll be making quiz on by
Prabhuji,
next.
give us the second quiz.
So the next session onwards, you'll have, every time you'll have the quiz or different activities also.
Sir, can my cousin also join from next class?
my cousin has joined from next class?
Yes, yes. You can. They can.
When is 24 Guru?
That these are the some of the topics which will be helpful for you to understand that better in terms of that why we are discussing from the scriptures as the learning values from the epics. What are these epics and are they real and what they are teaching? If you understand that, then we'll be able to take maximum advantage of it. That's why I'm just giving. And maybe the next session, next Friday onwards, that series will start.
Okay, Prabhu.
Yeah.
Prabhuji?
Yeah.
Prabhuji, I have a sister. She has not participated in any competition. Can she enjoy these classes?
Yes, just to clarify all of you that anyone, if any of your relatives or the friends or neighbors who are interested and if they wish to join, they can join this. Not a problem.
Sir, I have a question. When will all these courses end?
When this will end, at least this 24 gurus, it may take at least around say 8 to 9 sessions or 10 sessions. That means maybe around say 1.5 months. Then we'll go to the next module, that is Ramayana, because by that time the Dasara will be closer. So Ramayana session may go for around 10 sessions. That means around again 5 to 6 weeks. We may not be going in elaboration, like we may not be discussing in elaborate way, but we'll be just focusing on certain themes and the values for our life. And then we may take up the Mahabharata. Mahabharata may go for around 15 to 20 sessions, some important lessons from Mahabharata. So that means 20 sessions means maybe around 2.5 months. So 1.5, 3 plus 2, 5.5 months. Then again there is Bhagavad Gita and the Srimad Bhagavatam that also may go for another 1.5 to 2 months or something like that. But we'll be continuing it, and whenever there is exam period or something when comes, we'll be like taking off or going at a slower pace and then continuing.
But Prabhuji, there is lockdown, so there is more possibilities of like more Shravan.
Yeah. So does that answer your question, Survi?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
So today is there no 24 Gurus class?
No, that's what I'm saying. This is the beginning of that this is the same series, but I'm just putting a stepping stone to that topic, introduction.
So, Prabhuji, there was no class at 4 o'clock today, right? Okay, Prabhuji.
And on Tuesdays as well as the Fridays, we'll have this. This is the one which is ongoing. We'll not have at the 4 o'clock. Other days we'll have.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Okay, Prabhuji.
So then thank you very much. We'll take break for today. We'll again meet for this session on coming Tuesday. Okay.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.